Hello, everybody, and welcome here tonight to Five Flags Speedway here for the Crooked Line Racing 125 in the Modified Series. My name is Zach Wetstein. I'm here tonight with Tanner Mar. How you doing tonight, Tanner?
Doing good, Zach. Before we went live, we were talking a little basketball. Now we get to talk a little bit of racing, so it's overall a good night.
Absolutely. We got some competitive racing going on here tonight. We were talking about playoffs and other sports. We got no playoffs in this one, but still getting near the end of this one. Only 2 races left with double points next week at Martinsville, and we got a tight battle for the points.
It's a really tight battle, and like you said, 2 races left. That last race being double points. I think first and second is only separated by 9 points right now, so that's going to be intense tonight and next Tuesday night.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's your schedule: 125 laps here tonight for the race at Five Flags. Martinsville with the double points, like we said, 200 laps showing there. It might be 250, so we'll see. I don't know if you have any more information on that.
We're going 250 at
Okay,
Martinsville.
250 next week. Long race for these guys to kind of get through. You usually do about 125 laps at Martinsville in this series, with it being the championship. It was originally 200, but with it being 250, that just means you have to get through the race, through a longer race to the end to try to win the championship. And the second thing is the winner of tonight, whether it is one of those championship drivers or not, whoever wins tonight will have at least a little bit longer in next week's race to come from the back.
Absolutely, and that's something I was kind of thinking about going into the night when thinking about how we're going to call the race. Like, if I'm one of the top 5 in championship points, I want to come out here and win the race, of course. But man, then I know no matter what, I'm starting at the back of the pack next week on double points. But you almost can't think like that. You got to just try to come out here and get as many points as you can tonight, and then cross next week's bridge at Martinsville. Then.
Yeah, so if I take a look at the points that you showed me, say you're Jason Day. He's 9 points behind Zach Murphy right now. And even, let's just go both of these drivers, Zach Murphy and Jason Day. One of them is in second, and the other is not in the lead. Do you attack that leader and still try to win, or do you take those second place points? Because it would still be a good points night. And then, like you said, you won't have to start from the back, or are you still trying to get that victory if you're in second? Because I know the competitor inside wants to win, but you also got to be thinking about next week if you're in that second position.
You're exactly right, and that's kind of what whenever we do the top 3 in the standings interview before we start this race after qualifying, I kind of want to gauge the drivers. Now, whether they'll show me their hand or not, I'm not sure, but I just want to see kind of what they're thinking about it, because it is something you got to think about. Because starting at the back of Martinsville, that's a tough track to pass, and that puts a lot of cars out your windshield, Zach. And with a lot of cars out your windshield, that's a lot more chances to be caught up in a wreck.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, you cause enough wrecks because there's always the danger of actually being the one that caused a wreck when you're trying to get through the field. And if you cause enough and get enough EOLs, that can be trouble. Um, in terms of getting parked or a drive-through penalty, and that hurts you even more in the championship stand. So, a lot of strategy going to come into not only tonight but next week, and how you're setting yourself up for that 250 lap event. Um, I'm wondering if Christian Pittman's done qualifying, we can get him in here right now if you'd like to.
Sounds good. Give me just a second. We'll pull him over. Christian, this is Zach and Tanner in the booth. You got a copy? Christian Pittman, this is Zach and Tanner in the booth. You got a copy?
Might be away, going to the bathroom or something.
Yeah, we'll so what we'll do here, we'll try to I don't see Zach Murphy in our Discord, but I will get him in there. In the meantime, Zach, I'm gonna pull Jason Day over and I'll let you conduct the interview while I try to round up Zach real quick.
Okay. Hey, Jason, this is Zach and Tanner in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, go ahead, guys.
Well, man, you entered tonight second in points, and we were just talking about it just a couple minutes ago. You're 9 points behind Zach Murphy, and Well, obviously you want to win every race you can. So say you're running in second tonight. What's your aggressiveness if you're running in second to go for that lead? Because while you want to win the race and get as many points as you can, you know that if you win, you'll have to start in the back the next week, and that's the double points race.
Well, I'm starting at the back tonight, so I need to need just to be cautious. I can't afford to finish outside. Probably the top 5 is what I need to be inside of tonight to even make it close for next week. So I can't get in any wrecks. Can't get caught in early cautions. I just need to be patient and hopefully finish top 5.
Yeah. So you said you're gonna have to start from the back tonight. So how you feeling about Five Flags in terms of a racetrack where do you think you're confident in it's a good track to make passes?
Uh, I'm not sure yet. There's been a few guys complaining about the setup being pretty loose. I personally kind of like it. Hopefully it comes in a little better. It's a little loose for the first couple laps. Some of the restarts will be tough. I think there'll be a few cautions happening on the restart, so I'm hoping I can make a few spots in attrition, and then later on in the run, just save tires and hopefully can stick to the bottom where other guys are pushing up.
All right. Well, good luck tonight working from the back, and wish you the best luck.
Thank you. Thanks, guys, for putting this on.
Well, there you hear it from him. He's worried more about tonight, Zach, than he is thinking forward to next week.
Yeah, I mean he has to be when you have to start from the back. I forgot that he was going to be the one starting from the back. That definitely makes has to put all of his
Right.
attention into tonight.
We also got Matt Zacardo and Zach Murphy in the booth, Zach. So if you whichever one you want to pick, I'll let you do it.
All right, Matt Zacardo, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, you enter tonight top 3 in points, 29 behind Zach Murphy. So I know you're not going to be looking to finish in second to set yourself up for next week. You're going to look to get the victory. Right now, you're in 7th right now. Take us through kind of your mindset as much as you can or want to about how you're going to try to attack this race.
Honestly, I didn't even mean to qualify that good. I kind of wanted to stay in the back and stay out of trouble at the beginning of the race. After what we went through last week, it was kind of a disaster at the beginning. So I'm just kind of hoping to be there at the end, and I think that's how I got where I am. Is just consistency and not wrecking.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be important here tonight. We just heard that the setup was feeling loose. Is that what you're kind of feeling as well? And how is that going to affect you trying to keep it clean when maybe everybody's going to be driving off that right rear?
It's definitely going to be interesting. I do feel the same thing. First couple, 3, 4 laps are a little tough, but after that, it seems to get pretty good. So see what the tires do, and hopefully have something.
All right, man. Well, best of luck tonight.
All right, thank you.
Matt Zacardo, third place driver in the points right now, and Zach, we got Zach. Yeah, we got Zach in here. Zach, it's Zach and Tanner of the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Well, you come in the most important spot as of now in the points, leading 9 points over Jason Day. First of all, how you feeling about that points lead? I know it's not all that much, but you're still in the lead.
Yeah, it's always good to be in the lead, but Jason's a hell of a driver, so it's gonna be a tight one. I haven't had the best of luck recently, so looking for a good finish tonight.
Yeah, so you qualified 10th so far tonight. Not sure maybe if you just slipped up or if you wanted to be further in the back. I imagine you didn't, but how you gonna attack this race as well? Starting this one a little bit further in the back.
Yeah, I didn't get a ton of practice, and then kind of went a little easy during the qualifying lap. Should have pushed a little bit more, but yeah, I don't know. We'll just pick and choose our way through. Hopefully, not getting any attrition out there, and I think Jason's gonna start in the back, so hopefully we can work with together and try to get our way up through there.
Zach, I hate to
No,
interrupt,
you're
but
good.
hearing you two work together, Zach, you two boys, you and Jason Day, y'all put on a show each and every week. So I hope y'all continue because y'all make our job much more fun up here when y'all are racing with each other.
Yeah, last week sucks. It was gonna be a good finish there between the three of us with Levi up there, and hopefully this week we'll do the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, you're sitting 9 points ahead right now. Before drop weeks have been accounted for, we get 2 drop weeks, Zach. So last week was kind of a bummer for you. I think you ended up taking 12th place points. So
Yeah.
that will more than likely be one of your drop weeks because you've been Mr. Consistency all year. But like Zach noted on, you're starting P10 tonight. I've noticed all season long, Zach, you'll join in with about 10 minutes left of practice to go. And I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong, have you qualified up in like the top 3 yet, really? Maybe once or twice? You
Yeah,
normally qualify.
maybe earlier in the season. It's been a while, that's for sure.
Right. And then, like, by the time competition caution rolls around, you're fighting for the lead. So
Yeah,
maybe next week at Martinsville,
yeah, we'll
just
see. The way
put
these
it on the
sets
post.
are, they're a little loose to begin with, and I usually like a little tighter for a race car, so it takes me a minute to get used to it. But we'll see how we do on the long run. Hopefully, it'll come into me and we can move up.
I wish you luck here tonight, buddy. And I mean, that's our points leader right there. He's been missing consistency all year. I don't know his stats off the top of my head, but I know they're plenty good enough to be first in the points. So Zach, we'll be here at the end, maybe talking to you, buddy. Good luck.
I hope to talk to you guys. Thanks again.
I'm not sure which race team he was in, but oh well. All right, Christian Pittman. This is Zach and Tanner in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, man.
So I'll throw it to you, but first off, I want to say you missed last week due to family issues and stuff like that. You're 19 years old. You're basically still a kid. I know you don't like it when we call you that, but you're still a kid in the grand scheme of things, and you're going through what 50-year-old adults don't want to go through right now, and you're handling it pretty good. I'm gonna throw it to you and just give you the floor and let you have an update on your mom. If you have good news, bad news, whatever you got, and if you need to get some off your chest, it's all you.
All right. Well, she had got the coronavirus about a month and a half ago, and they told her to go home like they tell everybody. There's not much they can really do for it. Then her oxygen got really low, and they just put her on an oxygen machine there for a while, and then the oxygen machine really couldn't keep up with her, so they put her on a ventilator, and then she got really bad on the ventilator and was down to a 20% chance to live. So they life flighted her to Nashville and put her on it's like a blood transfusion machine that takes all of the bad blood with the virus out, runs it through a machine and puts fresh blood back into her, and that helped her a lot. And then this past week was really an up and down week. We'd get good news, and then we'd get really bad news. Her heart stopped on Thursday for 2 minutes, but they were able to get it back going. And now she's kind of just staying even right now. We're just hoping to get some good news here pretty soon.
Well, Christian, I mean, I stay connected with you through Five Kings Motorsports, and I mean, before all that, we're also friends. We met on here because we're friends, and brought you on the team because we like you, and so I've been in contact with you, and I've been feeling for you, been praying for you. I know it's tough. I mean, I couldn't imagine seeing my mom sick. Now she had cancer when I was younger, but I was younger and didn't have to really deal with it that much. I mean, I didn't know really what was going on. So we won't suck the air out of the room here. We'll just say we're praying for you. We love you, buddy, and you're starting P2 tonight. Maybe you can come here tonight, go on 5 flags, kind of forget the outside world, and get you another victory this week.
Yeah, 10-4. I'm going to go get it for her tonight.
Good luck, buddy.
Good luck. I'm praying for you.
Thanks, Zach.
Ay, Zach. So, I mean, we heard a tale of a few different point of views, I guess. So, Zach's coming in, starting P10, leading. Jason's coming in, won last week, going to the back, 9 points out. Matt just wants to have a good run, and then Christian is racing for his mom. So, I mean, there's a lot on the table here tonight, and it's not even double points night. So, imagine what next week's going to be like.
Oh, absolutely. And one thing we really haven't looked at is Joe Burchett at the top of the leaderboard. Not at least not a name I'm used to seeing up there. And so kind of a new name up there to race with these guys, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he has.
He is he's a friend of Jason Day. They have ran quite a bit with each other, and we brought him into our super late model series on Monday night. And man, he is a rocket ship. So I knew whenever I seen him log in tonight, I was like, oh, these boys got their hands full tonight. Another driver you don't see in here much. That's going to be pretty fast. Excuse me, sorry. Willie Evernham. I'm sure that name sounds pretty familiar. So I mean, he's going to be quick. Mark Arthur. He's also somebody from another series. He's pretty quick. So we always see this series, like the top 7, 8 guys are always pretty competitive. And looking down at them practice times, we were laughing about it during practice, but I mean, everybody's only separated by like a tenth and a half. So it's going to be a close race. It might be messy because you're going to have guys right on top of each other, but we shall see as these boys go to the grid here now.
Everybody gridding up. We're getting ready to go racing for 125 laps here tonight. Go ahead. Your race grid, actually, first of all. Go. All right. Starting off tonight at the pole spot is Joey Burchett with a 16.079. Christian Pittman, as you heard when we talked to him a little while ago, starting this one in second. B3, Tommy Dunn with Jason Day starting, well, qualified fourth, but going to have to move back to the rear tonight. Qualifying fifth, Frank Barbary with Brad Carpenter starting sixth. P7, Matt Zacardo with Levi Allen starting this one in eighth. P9 goes to Kyle Dean with Zach Murphy in the 10th position. 11th goes to Joshua Sexton with Jonathan Tuckness starting in the 12th position tonight. P13 goes to Steve Sexton with Willie Evernham starting in 14th. Mark Arthur starting in 15th with Ken Zeems qualifying in 16th. 17th position going to go to Keith Mack, or well, probably actually Trevor Edwards if he, we'll see how that works out. But Russell Peets starting in 20th. 21st, Trevor Edwards. 22nd, Robbie Keneally. Keneally, is that how you say that?
I think those drivers left from Trevor Edwards on down,
Okay.
I think are gone. Now, Keith Mack will be in here, but I think we're going to have 18 drivers grid. Now, I could be wrong, give or take some, but, I mean, you hit them all. You did a good job. I love how you just flow through it. Like, I did it one time by myself, and, man, I stumble. Good job.
It always feels weird because you can't just go qualified. You got to bring up new sayings when you say someone is qualified here. They've gotten this spot. So yeah, it's always feels a little awkward for me as well.
I applaud you whenever you get like, and I know we're on a broadcast, we shouldn't be talking about this, but they're gridding. They're just running laps right now. But like whenever you get to like 14th position, then you're like starting row number 7, like you remember it in your head, like you just do a little math really fast. So I tried to do that and I butchered it 2 weeks ago. If anybody wants to go back and get a good laugh, I missed it by one row last or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, you gotta be careful because if you say the wrong row, then risk at looking stupid.
Right, and the thing is, I knew it instantly. My producer in my ear was sick that week. It was Brandon Mettler. He wasn't talking, and he started laughing because he knew it instantly too. But
man.
we're here now with the actual professional, Mr. Zach. I'm happy to call this race and really excited, really looking forward to it. Got a good group of guys out here and a good competitive field. Should be a really good race.
Before they get going, there's your race weather on the right side, 77 degrees track temp. Pace car pulls off. Joe Burchett awaits the green flag. And it is out, the green flag, and a great jump for Christian Pittman. He's going to clear for the lead into turn 1.
Ooh, I'd be nervous if I was Christian Pittman with that being live race control, but they should let that stand because they do go on green. I don't think he jumped it. I think he just nailed it perfectly.
Honestly, I don't know if he nailed it perfectly as much as maybe Joey Burchett just didn't get going, or or both.
Right. I think Joe was a little bit slow. That's a rhyme. I'm a poet and didn't know it. Joe was a little slow, and Christian was a little quick on it, and he just nailed it perfectly. But you see, Joe, he's not going to let Christian Pittman get too far away from him tonight, I don't think.
One thing you're going to notice, these corners are pretty dark. Not a lot of lighting there, which doesn't hurt you much in car, but it is noticeable out in the broadcast. As Christian Pittman, go ahead.
The one thing I've noticed with you hitting on that, the dark, so if you run your graphics maxed on here, which I'm sure a lot of these guys do, you'll notice your dash will almost flicker, and it's almost a nuisance. So we had a driver complaining about it during practice a while ago, and then once he stated that, then we all started noticing, like, oh yeah, you're right. So it flickers almost on the dash, so it can be a nuisance. But yes, it is. It's pretty dark in the corner. You can notice it in the car a little bit.
As we are 6 laps green here to start this one out. And we have a couple of big movers already. Zach Murphy from 10th. He's up to 6th already. So basically, well, almost a spot per lap, but now it's a little over that.
That's pretty impressive to fire off 6 laps and you've already gained almost half positions where you started at. That shows that he's a driver on the move now.
Yeah, and on the other hand, Matt Zacardo has fell back to 10th. Now, he did tell us in the pre-race interview that he wanted to take it easy anyway, so this might be him just falling back a little bit, letting everybody race, and he's going to eventually probably come back through the field, but very early on here.
And as we noted, we have a competition caution that flies on lap 50. That's the one scripted scheduled caution we have right now. As we see, Jonathan Tuckness is actually to the inside of Frank Barber. They made a little contact before that, I saw. And I think that's Kyle Dean in the 04 machine. He's going to end up passing Frank Barber on the inside as well.
Tight pass for the 04 of Kyle Dean. Almost makes a little bit of contact, but everybody still going good here as Frank Barber tries to hold on to the 9th position. That is Matt Zacardo behind him in 10th. Side by side behind them, that's Willie Evernham on the inside in the white 19, trying to make a pass on the 7 of Mark Arthur, but Mark doing a nice job at battling back on the outside.
I think as this race goes on tonight, Zach, I think we'll start to see the high lane start to be more of a nuisance to the guys on the inside, meaning they'll be able to carry some momentum. I don't think you're going to see anybody go up there to make a pass, but I think it's going to develop more than what we see on normal short tracks.
As Matt Zacardo finds his way around Frank Barbary, and there goes Joshua Sexton as well. So Matt Zacardo, I just mentioned, he's probably going to start working his way up through the field as this race goes on. He's made up one spot now, and Frank Barbary is falling like a rock right now. He started this one in 5th. This is 13th now, and a little bit of contact.
Yep.
So a tough start for Frank Barbary.
He was actually pretty quick. At one point, he was the top on the board in practice, and it was pretty deep into practice. He said he liked the setup, he liked the car here, and he loves this track. So I expect Frank to start moving forward pretty quick.
One interesting thing to note here, we're now on Jason Day. We know he's fast, but right now, sitting in 15th behind Ken Zeems, he is already 8 seconds back from our race leaders, and we run 16-second laps or so he's already half a track away, but not anymore. Caution is out. Joshua Sexton around, and he's going to go a lap down.
I was just about to hit on it right whenever you finished right then. There's one person that loved that caution coming out besides Joshua Sexton to maybe help him not lose so many laps, and that's Christian Pittman, because second place, Joe in the 83, he was right on him, Zach, and he was beating on his door trying to get there. Sorry, I talked right through the.
No, you're good. No, you're good.
Replay.
Go back to it here, and this is definitely what can happen here. You see him getting to that light gray, and then nowhere to go for Evernham, and a little bit of contact since that 51 all the way around, and he's going to go a lap down.
And you hit on it. With this track being 16-second laps, look what he has to do right here. He basically forced himself to go a lap down to have good racing etiquette and not pull up in front of drivers right then. Some drivers will try to whip that car around really fast so they don't go a lap down, but Joshua, he kind of bit the bullet, and he said he made his bed by spinning out, by clipping the apron, and he stayed there. But like you said, that will put him a lap down now.
Yeah, that's unfortunate start of the race for Joshua Sexton, as he was just getting himself inside the top 10 when that happened.
As I see him, he's actually electing to go down pit road right now, and I'm curious with that because Sexton is, I don't know if you ever noticed, the 5 King guys don't normally take tires if they're up front, which Sexton was running towards the back, but he's also one that don't like taking tires. He didn't hurt his tires right then, but he got sideways. I wonder what he's doing, if he's adding a little fuel right then or what. They should be good on fuel tonight, Zach.
A little bit of fuel, maybe. I was gonna say maybe trying to get a little bit of damage fixed. He did hit the wall at the rear end.
Just seeing what damage was like, maybe.
Yeah, because he backed into the wall, so that is one part of the car that even with light contact can take some damage. So yeah, I think just checking some damage, and well, might as well take fuel while you're there if you want to. Doesn't go another lap down, so it doesn't hurt.
I think the 83 car, he wants a redo over that first restart. So I look for him to be more on the ball right here with Christian Pittman as they fire off whenever this pace car takes that hard left turn on pit road coming up.
Yeah, and that start really hurt because when you're at these short tracks, and especially in these modified cars where it can be kind of tough to pass with so much grip, and you're able to have a little bit more perfect laps than maybe in a super late model or something. But when you're the leader at this type of track, this type of car, you can really control the field, and even if you're not faster, you can kind of keep that person behind you. So, and I'm not saying Christian Pittman won't be faster, but as long as Christian can keep having good restarts, he can kind of control this field throughout the race as long as he doesn't slip up and give up the lead. Pace car's off, and he makes sure that he gets out in front of Joey Burchett as
Right.
he is off and in the lead by a mile going into turn one. Everything kind of single files out already.
Joe got a good restart, though. He was able to fall in right in front of Tommy Dunn. And now you see him racing a little bit further back in the pack. That's Jonathan Tuckton that's trying to make a pass on. I'm not sure who the white and blue car is. I'm watching on your Discord right now. I'm not sure who that is he's making a pass on, but he's looking underneath them.
That's Levi Allen. Yep. Yep, Levi Allen there on the outside of the 41.
So he's still looking there. So I can already see that the bottom lane is faster, Zach, but with these short tracks, we've already seen it that you can't just hammer down when you're on the bottom, somebody's on your outside, because you're just going to wash up into them. You got to use this whole track. You got to arc out to the wall on exit when you're trying to be fast. And, well, I mean, if there's a guy on your outside, you can't arc out too far at all. You got to be careful. And that's what we're seeing right now.
And the one thing we've already seen is, because you said you want to use as much track as you can. Here in 3 and 4, you got to be careful, because if you go too low, we're going to see exactly what happened to Joshua Sexton. He gets loose once you touch that, and then you can potentially spin out. So, yeah, you can't come off the turn like you want to, and you can't go very much lower than you already are.
So this track, when we're looking at it on broadcast, it looks pretty much symmetrical, both ends. But you'll see, I haven't seen it much tonight, but you'll see people enter in 1 and 2. They'll kind of use the apron, they'll clip it. But the apron in 3 and 4 it's like it's completely different, whether it's the banking due to pit road or something like that. But as soon as you touch that banking in 3 and 4, we've already seen it. It sent Joshua Sexton for a ride. And you seen right there, Jonathan Tuckness, I mean, he used the apron right there on the entry. You get so close where you could reach out by the window net and touch that wall at times. And you just cannot do that in 3 and 4.
Saw the light gray. His car tugged a little bit when he touched it, but he kept that car straight. And let's go back out. These cars are still side by side. I mean, this has been at least 4 or 5 laps going on, and they make contact.
I think Tuckness just overshot the corner a little bit right there, Zach.
Yeah, he didn't make the bottom at all there.
He was using a lane and a half right there.
Yeah, that's going to send Levi Allen back. And, well, fortunately for Jonathan, that does not bring out a caution, so he's not going to get any. Well, as more contact to Levi Allen. He's in the wall.
Thinking, just let me get down.
Right.
Let me get down.
He's
going to be on the outside again, Zach. Now he's got Ken Zeems and the 90 machine on his inside.
Like, what did I do to deserve this, man? Yeah, tough going. And more contact, maybe. Man.
And, he's not really pinching the guys either. He's giving them plenty of room down there, but it's just a tough track. There's not a whole lot of room. And you can't just roll over if you're on the inside. You got to try to make that pass because you hit on it. It's so hard to pass. And more contact.
Oh, man. Oh,
and he gets into the wall, too.
Wow, this has been a hectic 3 laps or so.
And all this is happening right in front of number 2 in the points, Jason Day. He's just thinking, boy, sort it out. Just figure it out.
Battle for the lead heating up as well while we were away, as Joe Burchett is back on the back bumper of Christian Pittman.
Yes, I think I'm not even going to try to pronounce his last name. I'm a redneck from Kentucky, but Joe in 83, he is applying the pressure right now, and I'm super impressed with Zach Murphy too, the way he's coming up to the field. But Joe in 83 right here, he looks like he may have race-winning pace because he is sticking right with Christian Pittman now. we talk about it all the time though. Getting there versus passing somebody, that's two different things. So he's going to wait for Christian to slip up and make a mistake so he can try to get his car underneath him.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's one thing is if the leader doesn't slip up and they run a good enough line, it's really hard to get a good enough run, but he gets one here. And he's going to make a move to the inside. Got to be careful. Christian moves up the track. That's going to make it a little bit easier for Joe Burchett as he grabs the lead away from Christian Pittman in 3 and 4. What a move.
And now for Christian, do you push? Do you try to get that lead back? If you've led this whole race 38 laps in, you don't want to surrender the lead. You want to lead to the competition caution. You don't win anything, but it's ego, it's pride. You want to lead every lap you can. So does he ride right now and just try to make it to the competition caution, or does he try to apply the pressure and maybe get that spot back?
What lap is the competition caution again?
It'll come at lap 50.
50, okay. Well, he's still got time, but yeah, if I'm answering your question, I'm going for it because you want to be, like I said, the last restart, you want to be the control car. So, yeah, I'm going all out to try to get that lead back over the next 10 laps if I'm Christian Pittman.
I mean, you just have to on these short tracks. These restarts are so key, and we saw at the first restart, Christian got lucky and got a good jump, and Joe maybe didn't. But that's not going to happen much. I mean, he got a blessing then.
Yeah, and thankfully for Pittman, he was able to fall back into that second spot, and Tommy Dunn wasn't close enough to take that spot away from him.
I thought Tommy Dunn was going to end up getting there, but Christian just closed the door. He didn't block him or anything, but he knew. He didn't watch and see what happened to Levi Allen, but he knew in the back of his head he can't get stuck out there because then that's what happens.
I mean, he can't, but we just saw what happened
right.
When you get stuck on the outside. So absolutely, you got to make sure to get down to that inside line as quickly as possible. As we got some racing going on. Oh, I thought I saw some names moving. Here we are. Mark Arthur. Nope. Levi Allen and Matt Zacardo behind him battling. As Levi Allen moves up into the 10th position, he was, and he pinches Matt Zacardo into the wall a little bit.
I wonder if that's a little, not really payback, but just, you did it to me earlier, so let me try to do it.
Oh, and there's going to,
and Zacardo trying to get to him and loses it. Is he going to go down pit road? He got into the wall a little bit, but I think he might be okay. I couldn't tell if he actually hit the wall or not, but Zach, I think we saw a driver kind of lose a little bit of a temper right then.
Number one rule about wrecking somebody is you don't wreck yourself, and well, that's exactly what happened there.
Don't Danica Patrick yourself.
I won't put words in anybody's mouth, but it definitely looked like Matt Zacardo was returning a favor there.
he drove it in a little bit deeper,
and hurt himself more than anything else.
Yes. I want to hit on Mark Arthur. He actually started 15th. He elected not to qualify because he's not in this series. He didn't want to interfere with the points, and he's currently up to 9th. But I think trying to see who. Oh, we got a wreck on the backstretch.
That's Willie Evernham. He was
Ray's not gonna be happy.
I believe he was in 10th when he spun out. Well, didn't spin out, but lost his control of his car on the backstretch, and that'll cost him at least 2 or 3 spots back to 12th. And he's got Keith Mack all over his back bumper. As we are coming up on the competition caution, and Tommy Dunn going to try to move up into the second spot before that caution come, and around is Zach Murphy.
I missed all that. I am so mad at myself. I cannot wait to watch this back. I was talking to Scotty about the comp caution to remember it. Let's see what happened here. Gets
loose. And then hits that gray stuff. And nowhere to go for Brad Carpenter.
Yeah, tough break for Brad. Did Tuckness make it through okay? I think Tuckness may have went through that unscathed unless he got net coated.
Let's go back one more time.
It looked like his car kind of jerked, Zach, but it could have been just the way it looks through Discord.
Here is Jonathan Tuckness. Oh, yeah, he's good.
He's good, yep. That's good heads-up driving. So it looked like right there, Zach kind of got loose on entry and never could really woe the car up and get full control of it. And once he hit that gray, the apron, he was just alone for the ride at that point.
And that literally coincides with our competition caution, literally on the lap of. So That will be our competition caution there. As Zach Murphy, we actually have a good amount of cars down pit road. Ken Zeems, Jason Day, Keith Mack, Russell Peets, Matt Zacardo, Frank Barbary, and Zach Murphy were down pit road. And that put Zach Murphy a lap down, or did he get his car? I mean, he was up near the lead, so I don't think he went a lap down.
In super lates here, and now this is completely off the wall, but super lates, if you're third or in front, like third, second, or first, you can put 4 tires on. But we see with these cars are kind of wonky when it comes to pit road. So I don't think I wasn't really paying attention if he took tires or not. But I know Joshua Sexton's happy to see that comp caution come out because he was the only car a lap down right now. So he did get his lucky dog spot and got his lap back.
As we are lap 53. No more planned cautions from here on out. 72 laps to go. This one flying by already. Only 2 cautions through the first 50 laps. Make sure to tune in next week for double points at Martinsville Speedway for 250 laps around that half-mile paper clip, as we got about 3 drivers going for the championship, maybe a couple more, but I believe third place is 29 points out, and then you got 4th place Tommy Dunn, who's 49 points out, so that's going to be tough. So, yeah, we're going to have some points battling going on there, but we still got 71 laps to go here tonight as the green flag is back out. Joe Burchett in the lead and fires off great. We'll keep it, but here comes Tommy Dunn.
I noticed Joe didn't wait right then. He said, "I'm not sleeping this time. I'm checked out. I'm going." And we have some new guys up front. I mean, Jonathan Tuckness is up right now, Brad Carpenter, Levi Allen, and that's good to see Levi Allen up there after getting shuffled around for a little bit.
Yeah, up to that 5th spot ahead of, well, Zach Murphy. So Zach Murphy, Jason Day's behind Zach Murphy in 7th. So he's worked his way up to 7th from the back. And, well, these two, of course, when you have a points battle going on between 2 drivers, they're going to be running 1-2 in terms of positions, not technically 1st and 2nd.
I don't even see where the caution's at, Zach. I went through everywhere.
Ooh, Willie Everingham.
Oh, okay. No more. Okay. I didn't see that.
See if it was a self-spin or if he had help. At this point, it looks like self-spin hits the apron.
Self-spin. Looked like he tried to stay off. I think that's Matt Zacardo to his outside and just tried to give him too much room, being nice, being a good guy, and just clipped the apron. Lucky for him that the caution came out. We've seen some weird cautions thrown by iRacing before.
I was kind of wondering if that was a race control caution because he was below in the grass, and sometimes when you're off the racing surface, even if you're stopped, they'll keep it green.
Oh, it was race control caution. I see it on my chat.
Maybe they thought him backing up as the leaders were
maybe.
coming around could have been dangerous. So I mean, I'm okay with it. Got to be safer than sorry sometimes.
I just like giving Scotty a hard time. We named a race Scotty's Trash like 2 weeks ago. He's my verbal punching bag. He's one of my best friends though, so he takes it good. He dishes it out too.
I imagine so. Tommy Dunn in 2nd behind Joe Burchett in 1st. Jonathan Tuckness 3rd. 4th is Zach Murphy. Jason Day 5th. Christian Pittman has fallen back to 6th. Steve Sexton 7th. Kyle Dean 8th. Frank Barbary 9th. And Keith Mack rounds out your top 10.
And so I calculated up some drop weeks today, Zach, and the way I counted it, and it's not perfect, but the way I seen are 4th, 5th, and 6th right now. Zach Murphy, Jason Day, Christian Pittman. That's actually how they're running in the points right now. I'm pretty sure that's the legit 1, 2, 3 in points. Now that's subject to change because I'm not sure how Dan Lisa and iRacing does their drop weeks. Because we noticed last season it was kind of weird. We thought somebody else was going to finish 3rd, and It was actually somebody else, you know.
Yeah.
So, but from our math, our current 1, 2, 3 in points is Zach Murphy, Jason Day, Christian Pittman, exactly how they're running right there. So that's pretty interesting how that works out. Like you said, they always seem to find each other, whether it's for first or second or 10th, 11th, 12th.
Oh yeah, when you're in an important spot for championship points, you're always going to find your fellow drivers on the racetrack. Just got to hope that you keep it clean. And we know that there's been some
It was a rivalry for a while.
interesting moments
it was.
between these drivers.
It got to the point where they sat down and talked after a race, Zach, and that's not me fabricating something, storyline or whatever. It's a rivalry. And you know, Zach, he may not even want to win. He just wants to finish in front of those guys.
Yep. All right, everybody checking up a little bit, but we're off and racing. The green flag is out. The 83 of Joe Burchett off. And he checks up a little bit more than maybe I thought he would. And also along with Tommy Dunn almost makes contact. And here comes Jonathan Tuckness. Or no, that's Tommy Dunn on the outside. Sorry, that's Jonathan Tuckness on the inside. And wow, we are grouped up here for the top 4, top 5. Wow.
I'm starting to wonder if maybe Joe uses tires up a little bit because Jonathan Tuckness and Tommy Dunn are both looking really strong to his outside.
Oh, man, and Jonathan Tuckness has to check up in order to not hit Joe Burchett. And here comes Tommy Dunn on the outside. They're in the 63 machine. Right behind him, there's Zach Murphy into third.
Jonathan Tuckness was not happy about that. He chirped over the radio when that happened, but I seen no harm, no foul. I mean, we're racing, you know. We're not on Interstate 65, you know.
Yeah, it's not like, Joe Burchett doesn't want to brake check anybody. He wants to stay on the lead, obviously, so I don't think that was on purpose. I think we're just they're racing hard, and he's also side by side, so he has to check up a little bit more than usual in order to not wash up into that driver on the outside. And Zach Murphy now the driver all over the back bumper of our leader.
If I'm Zach Murphy, you got to be careful here, Zach. You cannot afford an EOL. You don't want to touch that driver. You don't want to cause any type of caution. If you're going to touch him, you better hope he can wheel it and don't wreck it. As you see, Tommy Dunn, he actually misses the corner a little bit. That's going to allow Jason Day to get to his inside and slight contact. Jason Day is able to take the top 3 spot, and he's going to try to pull Christian Pittman and Tuckness with him, but Tommy Dunn fighting back really good on that outside right now.
Just like that costs Tuckness at least 2 spots already, maybe 3, maybe 4. We'll see as Zach Murphy looks to the inside for the lead here on lap 69. This has been great racing ever since the drop of the green flag on that last restart.
And Jason Day, he does not want to let Zach Murphy get too far away from him. He can't afford it. He cannot afford Zach Murphy to get car lengths in front of him and positions in front of him. So he has to try to capitalize on Joe being on the outside right now. And he's trying. I mean, he's throwing it in there hard. And this is while they're doing this, though, look what happened with Zach Murphy.
Oh, we got a wreck. Big wreck.
Big wreck in turn 3.
That's Kyle Dean almost flipping, and that's about half the field almost collected in that. And oh no. That, I believe, is going to be Brad Carpenter stuck in the wall. Nope, he gets out of it, thankfully.
Sometimes
you can get stuck in the wall.
End. Yes, it looked like he was actually hanging in the wall.
All right, well, we're gonna have to dissect what happened here. We're gonna go to the beginning of the wreck.
Tommy Dunn said, "My bad, guys." So we'll have to wait and see.
Oh, that's Kyle Dean.
He's not nowhere near it.
04.
Yeah, Tommy Dunn's nowhere near it. Oh my goodness gracious!
Ooh. Wow, what a wreck.
Zach, we may need a biologist to dissect this one, buddy. There's a lot of cars involved in that one.
Yeah, Kyle Dean, Frank Barbary, Keith Mack, Mark Arthur, Brad Carpenter, Russell Peets, Willie Evernham again. So
I gave you a little chuckle right then. I heard that. Just gets loose and chases it up, and
then Frank Barbary nowhere to go.
Nowhere to go, and then just a parking lot for the rest of these guys. That's a hard lick for the white car. That's Willie, if I recall, Willie Evernham.
Yeah. Let's interested in what Tommy Dunn apologizing about. I don't know if anything happened here that he was apologizing about, or if it was earlier in the battling. I don't know. Yeah, nothing happens here. Not sure.
I didn't think he could cause a wreck. I was like, surely good he didn't fall back that far. But I mean, Brad Carpenter had a meatball flag. He had it cleared, so he's gonna be able to use his fast repair, Zach. But I'm not sure if he went a lap down or not. I'm trying to see.
I don't think. I'm not seeing many people a lap down right now.
Frank Barbary on my end, Zach.
Frank
is
Barber
the-
is, Mark Arthur a lap down. Brad Carpenter, I think.
Frank was rolling. I'm not sure if he maybe went down pit road with his fast repair unclick. He's still going laps down. Did he disconnect?
He's 4 laps down right now.
Yeah, he's still dropping laps. So
Zacardo's down pit road.
I saw a few. I think our leader went down pit road right then, Zach.
No, Zach Murphy's still out there on track.
No, but Joe was.
Joe Burchett, I think.
Oh no, yeah, Joe
Yeah.
wasn't leading. He lost the lead, didn't he?
Yep. Top 3, top 3 or top 4, but yeah, he pit, went now back to 9th. That's going to put Christian Pittman up into the top 3, and Jonathan Tuckness, who had to check up earlier in that battle, back up to 4th. And, well, I'm looking at the leaderboard right now, and we'll go to Russell Peets here in the 191. He is our biggest mover so far. Now, he did qualify 20th. I'm not sure where he actually started, but it is showing him 12 spots up from the start of the race.
I think our biggest follower is Joe Burchett. Started first and currently sitting 10th, but he did elect a pit right then. He took 4 fresh tires. As the pace car pulls off, we're going to see what type of jump Zach Murphy gets. And Zach actually gets a really good jump. Catch Jason Day kind of slipping. Those are teammates right there. I think Christian Pittman's going to allow Jason Day to come in. But that's top 3 in points right there. And where's the teammate line in?
Going to be interesting to see how they work together. Jonathan Tuckness up to 2nd. Jason Day back to 3rd. Christian Pittman 4th.
I think that hurt Christian Pittman. I think he honestly checked up to let Jason down right then, and he went from running 3rd to running 4th, and that's a game changer. If a caution comes out right now, he's going to be starting on the outside. Now he's in Jason's spot, you know. Like you see, Jonathan Tuckness is trying to apply some pressure to Zach, but Zach looks like he's rotating the corner a lot better. He's not driving in nearly as hard as Tuckness is, but that's allowing him to fire off a little bit quicker.
I got to say, we've seen a great variety of drivers up here near the lead. Sometimes you see maybe 1 or 2 cars kind of dominate the race, but we've seen, I think, 3 different drivers already lead this race, and we got Jonathan Tuckness coming up here trying to lead it. You got Jason Day, who started in the back. He's trying to come up here and lead it. So, great. Yeah, Christian Pittman is the first driver outside of the lead that has actually led laps closest to Zach Murphy. He's in 4th.
So, not to kind of toot Crooked Line's horn or whatever, but you notice that we normally have about 16, 17 cars, and that's kind of by design. We haven't really accepted drivers unless A, we know them, or B, a driver can vouch for them. And I think that's what's shown us so many lead changes throughout the season. And so now there's been a lot of wrecks because everybody's aggressive, as I say it. And that's going to be Joshua Murphy or Keith Mack.
No, Levi Allen around, sorry.
Levi, yeah, okay.
That information.
Well, I thought it was Josh because I saw the white and blue, and then he's black and blue.
All right, let's go here with Levi Allen. Tough race for him. And they were wrecking in front of him, actually, and he's kind of straightened up that 7 car a little bit with contact.
I wonder
That's Mark Arthur.
I wonder how race control is going to see that, because if we can rewind it back one more time, Zach, you're able? Yeah. Right along with Mark Arthur here. They see
That's Kyle Dean. It's Kyle Dean who initially turns the 7, but they were all checking up. It's going to be
They were
interesting
loose
to
in
see.
front of him. It's hard for me to see on your Discord because mine's all choppy right now because my internet is, well, not very good right now. But
I'm going to go, let's go back to that wreck one more time. And
I'm going to tell you who got the EOL, and you tell me if you agree. Kyle Dean was given the EOL right here.
Kyle Dean in 04. So he's the one who made contact and sent that 7 car around. Let's take one look here in the cockpit with Kyle Dean.
He thinks it was a racing incident, so that means we're going to be having talks after this. So let's see. He said Russell Peets does get loose. I mean, he got it, yeah. Oh, that's tough. That driver in front of him got loose. I mean, they checked up, and could he have got on the brakes? Maybe. Did he get on the right brakes? He may have.
I mean, that's a tough call because you'd like to say that. The driver in front of him checked up, so you think he could check up. I mean, they were getting loose in front of him, and he got back on the gas. So I can see. I could see both sides of it. On
What
why.
I see it about like you see it is Mark Arthur got checked up right then, So, I mean,
So, I mean, it goes both ways for race control. For race control, they see that '04 car. I mean, them getting loose was happening in front of him, and he did choose to get back into the gas. But I could also see it from his side that the 7 in front of him checked up, and he had nowhere to go. But man, that's a tough call.
it's tough to be in that position too because Kyle he don't get to see the replay right now. He may go back and watch it and think, yeah, maybe I should have got on the quiet pedal as they call it, get on the brake pedal a little bit, slow the car down. But like I said, well, we're not on the interstate, we're racing out here. He sees a guy get loose, he may think, oh, this is my chance to maybe gain a position, and ultimately it bit him and he lost some positions taking the EOL.
Yeah, and that's things you see really at super speedways more than short tracks, but you do see it at short tracks where you see a wreck and you're like, oh, well, if I can get through this and not slow down and give up positions, I can gain positions, and then you end up either causing more of a wreck or getting involved with the wreck. So, yeah, it's a tricky situation, especially when you can't see the driver's pedals and see how much they lifted, if they braked or anything. We're getting ready to go back racing. Zach Murphy, Jason Day, your front row. Christian Pittman behind him, along with Jonathan Tuckness. The green flag back out. Great jump for Zach Murphy once again, and that leaves teammates racing, but not for long. It looks like Christian Pittman going to clear.
I thought they were getting ready to go 3 wide. It looked like Tuckness was going to join the party with Joe and Jason, and they're racing hard. Jason's kind of getting shuffled to the outside right now, and we haven't seen anybody emulate the restart like that Christian Pittman had on the outside at the start of the race. I mean, second place has kind of been lagging behind on these restarts. So
that's also because, in that initial start, everybody's going on that green flag.
Right.
Do you know if Joe Burchett took tires when he pit? Because he's back up to third and he looks fast.
I think he did, but I don't want to come out and say completely. But if I was putting money on it, I'm almost positive he did. One of the yellow cars did. Him and Tuckness look the same on mine. I don't know if our trading paints are the same or what, but they look the same on mine. One of them 2 cars did, and I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's Joe.
Speaking of Jonathan Tuckness, battling here for the 4th position with Jason Day. Jason Day wins that battle with, we got 32 laps to go here.
And Jason right now, I mean, he's giving up points right now to not only Zach Murphy, but also Christian Pittman. And Christian Pittman's a little bit behind, so any position he can finish up in front of Jason is good. It's great if he can finish in front of Zach, but Zach's looking pretty dominant right now. He's looking pretty strong.
So if Zach Murphy can lead the rest of this race and win, or however he's able to win it, if Zach Murphy's able to win, I'm not sure how the points look with the drop points like you said, but let's just speak as if he is in the points lead. If it can finish like this, he'll put at least a couple of points over him and Jason Days. Jason Days in 4th right now, along with, I imagine he gets a couple more points for winning as the caution is back out. So, if he wins this race, he sets himself up where all he needs to do next week, just have a good race. He's going to have to start from the back if he wins. There's still a lot of time, so I'm not going to say win, but if he wins, then Zach Murphy, starting from the back next week, would be able to maybe take it easier and just make sure he doesn't crash out of that race.
So Joshua Sexton handles all our points, but I know we're trying to. I'll tell you after replay. Let's see what happens here.
And Levi Allen. Oh no, this is the last wreck. Sorry.
Oh, I was about to say I was like deja vu.
I was about to say. Unfortunately, I believe it's Willie Evernham again. He has had a tough night.
He's had a tough night as well.
Oh, he got sent around. Ken Zeems.
It looked like Ken was ready to go.
Let's go from a different point of view here.
Race control has spoken. EOL to Ken Zeems, so you saw it correctly. Not really hard of a hit, but we see. And we heard it during the pre-race interviews. These cars were pretty loose tonight, and it didn't take a whole lot to stand Willie around right then.
Luckily for Willie, he didn't have to go a lap down because they were so far away from the leaders because we just restarted that he was able to get that car around. And also, the good thing, and you don't want to wreck, but the good thing about how he wrecked is his car, basically, when it spun out, he landed kind of right next to that wall and parallel with it. So he wasn't in an awkward spot to where he'd have to go forwards, backwards. All he had to do was spin that car around once, and he was good to go.
You're right. Exactly right. I mean, that kind of stuff right there, it matters because that one keeps him from damaging his car a whole lot by going head on to the wall or something like that. But it keeps him going a lap down. And you know, Zach, we've had quite a bit of cautions. We're coming to a lap 100 right now, so it's going to be 26 laps left at the line right here. But we're only 40 minutes into this race, so you hit on it earlier. 16-second laps times, I do believe. 15.9 maybe. 16 seconds now, though, normally. And they're clicking them off fast. So if you're Jason Day, you're Jonathan Tuckness, you're Joe Burchett. Well, Tuckness is falling back. Never mind. Tuckness is back to 12th. I'm not sure what happened. But if you're Christian Pittman, Joe Burchett, or Jason Day, Joshua Sexton, Steve Sexton, it's go time now. I mean, it has to be go time.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, obviously I know we've had our decent amount of cautions, but it doesn't even really feel like it. 26 laps to go, coming to 25. It'll be 24 when we go back racing. Even if we've had 10 cautions by now, which I don't know the exact number, and I don't even think it's that, but it doesn't feel like we've had as many cautions as maybe we have had.
Christian Pittman just came over and said, "All right, bozos, 24 laps to go." I think that's what he said. It's what it for sure sounded like he said bozos. And he said 24 laps to go. I'm almost positive. So let's see what type of jump right here. The pace car makes a hard left turn. Zach's going to wait on it.
Christian's back to that outside line, and it hurts him. He's not going to get a good jump, but he'll stay in second at least, and it kind of stacks up behind him as we're 2 by 2 for the third position. That's Joe Burchett and Jason Day.
I think Joe's kind of taking it easy on these restarts, and as a race director, I love to see it. But that kind of stacked everybody up right then. He kind of checked up a little bit, but you see him now. He's showing his race speed again because he's battling with Jason Day. Jason Day's on the outside fighting for his life, trying to lose any more spots.
Yeah, and Joe Burchett wants to get past Jason Day as quickly as possible if he wants to go race for this lead. And speaking of that, Christian Pittman, we've seen him kind of stay inside this top 5, but ever since he lost the lead earlier, we haven't seen him near the lead, and here he is back in second, going to try to win this one late.
So we talked about the points a while ago, and I just wanted to finish my train of thought I had earlier. So there's no bonus point for winning. I think you get 43 points, second gets 42. Where the bonus points come into play, Zach, is if you lead a lap and who leads the most laps.
Okay.
And now I can ask Joshua Sexton to clarify it for sure, and I'll know going into next week for what we're looking at.
Okay.
But I know for sure whoever leads the lap, you get 5 bonus points, and whoever leads the most laps. So whoever leads the most laps tonight essentially is going to get 10 extra bonus points.
And so that's going to hurt Jason Day more because I'm not sure who's led the most laps. If Zach Murphy leads the rest of the laps, I'm not sure if he or Joe Burchett would have led the most laps. But say even Joe Burchett leads the most laps. That's still 5 bonus points for Zach Murphy, you said, for leading a lap. And Jason Day hasn't led a lap. So, and a caution is out.
Or
looks like Steve Sexton around. Oh,
Christian Pittman, we can't forget about him. He led
Yeah.
the first 40. He led the first 38 laps, 40 laps, and we've seen a lot of different leaders this race, so it's gonna be close. As we see Steve Sexton go around.
ooh. Let's go back again. Let me click over to him quicker. There we go. Oh, it's 3 wide. Can't do that.
That's not gonna work. It barely works at Talladega on iRacing. It's not gonna work here.
Oh man, other drivers collected up in that. That's Ken
Who
Zeems,
was
Keith Mack.
that started it? That initiated the contact? Zach, was you able to tell right then?
Let's go back one more time because honestly,
My Discord, it's terrible right now. It's all pixelated. It's hard for me to see. Is that Tommy?
actually not. Is that Tommy? Yeah, Tommy Dunn.
Tommy Dunn, okay. And so my theory with Joe that I hit on a while ago on these restarts, he just came across and said, "Jason, Christian, don't worry about me on these restarts. I'll race you when we get going, but I'm not going to wreck y'all going into turn 1." I knew it looked like he was holding back, Zach, and he just literally said that. He said he's chilling on the restarts.
I mean, I get it, but got to be careful. That'll open the door for Jason Day on the outside again.
Yep, but I respect it for because he wants these other guys to duke it out for the points. But then a part of me is like, man, points or no points, these race wins. I tell our team all the time. They say, so Christian's asked me, we were at Talladega, he said, if I step out and try to win this, if I'm pushing my teammates, are y'all going to be mad at me? And I was like, no. These race wins are so hard to come by. When you can get them, get them. We're teammates to the last 10 laps.
Yeah.
And Joe and Jason, they're friends. And, I mean, I think the points go out the window the last 10 laps. But that's easy for me to say on the outside looking in, too, though.
Yeah, it's really tough because if you're Joe Burchett and you can race clean and hard, then go for it. But you got to be careful not to wreck one of the points lead. So that's where it can get tricky when you're trying to race people that are in the points and when you aren't.
All right, Zach, I'm gonna hit you with a situation right here. I don't know if you watch Street Outlaws or not. So I'm a big Street Outlaws fan, and so in this situation right here, I could see somebody like Big Chief for the Street Outlaw fans. If he's Zach Murphy with a 9-point lead, I could seriously see him surrendering the lead if he knew he could finish second. That way he wouldn't start in the back last week or next week at double points night.
Yeah.
Am I thinking too much into that?
I mean, we talked about it, so we'll see.
If he knew he could finish second, it might be a 1-point difference. And no matter what, you're not starting in the back, barring a terrible qualifying lap. Regardless, you're not forced to start in the back. If you start in the back, it's in your hands then.
I mean, yeah, but also if you're Zach Murphy, you want to get every point you can, and I think he's confident in himself that he can have a clean and he can have a clean battle through the field next week if he wins.
Well, he gets a good restart, so it's looking. I know Zach Murphy. I tell you this every week. He's always go, go, go. I don't see him surrendering the lead, but you could play a little bit of a chess game while everybody else is playing checkers if you wanted to do that. But I just said 3 minutes ago, these race wins are hard to come by. So when you get them, you got to take them when there's an opportunity. But don't count Joe out. I mean, Joe, if he did take tires, and I think he did take tires, he is currently battling inside of Christian Pittman in that 8%.
Yeah, if you're Zach Murphy, it sets yourself. Oh, is there 3 wide behind him?
3 wide behind him with Jason Day on the outside.
Thankfully, Jonathan Tuckness said no thanks. But if you're Zach Murphy, sure, you want to set yourself up best for next week in terms of not starting in the back, but another way to set yourself up for next week is to gain as many points as you can tonight. So it's just really it's a double-edged sword. No matter how you look at it, you either lose points to start better next week or you gain a point or 2 more to start worse next week. We'll see how it works out here. 9 laps to go. I really doubt we see Zach Murphy surrender the lead on purpose anyways, but Joe Burchett showing some speed, and he wants to take it away from Zach Murphy here late.
Yeah, Zach, we got we're coming up on about 5 laps to go. We got about 7 laps to go right now, 6 laps, 7. And Zach just don't want to caution right now. If he can just maintain this pace, and barring if Joe don't get into him or something like that, which I wouldn't think he would. I mean, Zach's sitting comfortable right now. He's not really comfortable. These last 5, 6 laps are going to be the longest laps of the night for him. But he just has to be consistent, hit your marks, and he should be okay.
I got to be honest. I would usually agree about no cautions, but I think he does want one because then that eliminates basically the next 3 or 4 laps, and you restart with 2 to go. And we've seen how good of a jump he can get, that if you get a really good jump with 2 to go, and he might be able to hold on to this here, so I'm not saying he won't, but if you have a 2-lap restart and you get a good enough jump, there's no way they're coming back to beat you. There's a little bit more of a chance with 5 to go.
Yeah, you are. You're actually really correct in that assessment because we've seen, except for the first restart, and we've already hit on it. That was on green. As Joe actually going to look to the inside, he says, we're not even talking about that now. We're going to the inside. We're going to race.
And Joe Burchett, a strong move to the lead with 4 to go.
I really think Zach didn't even battle him right then, though.
No, he didn't. Absolutely not.
I think once he got there, he was like, okay, big picture. And that's smart. We'll ask him if he finishes top 3.
It's also not even about next week. It's if you battle him, you allow Christian Pittman and Jonathan Tuckness to come into the battle, and you might lose more than second. So I think, it was both setting yourself up for next week and not wanting to either wreck or give up more than just 1 spot there. And he's battling back here with 2 to go.
He is. I mean, he's staying right there with him. I think these two are about matched on race pace, and it's maybe a shootout right here. I think if I was in Zach's position, I'm just riding now. I'm finishing in front of Jason Day. I'm finishing in front of Christian. That's all I need to do. That's my job tonight. And he's done a great job starting P10, brought it up to P2.
Yeah, as they come around 3 and 4 for the last time, Joe Burchett wins here at Five Flags Speedway with Zach Murphy right on his back bumper. Christian Pittman third. Jonathan Tuckness fourth, and Jason Day, your top 5, as Jonathan Tuckness beats out Jason Day for the 4th position. So that still leaves 2 spots and 2 points in between Zach Murphy and Jason Day in this one. Great ending to that race, and all around a great race. Joe Burchett, who had lost the lead, fought back with tires, and I believe, and wins the race with, 4 to go. So, and a great comeback for that 83 car.
Give me just 1 second. I'm trying to make sure Tuckness knows to join Discord. He kind of left.
I believe Christian finished third.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's right. Okay. Good deal. So I ain't got to hunt him down. So our top 3 finishers of the night is Joe is just going to put it up to the wall and expire that motor. It's going to be Joe Burchett, finished P1, started P1, finished P1. Zach Murphy started P10, brought it home P2, came in as points leader. Great points night for him. And then Christian Pittman. The kid's had a rough few weeks, and I'm happy to see him bringing home P3, and I'll start to move him over for us to get the interview going. We'll go with P3 finisher first. We'll get Christian Pittman over here.
Hey, Christian, it's Zach and Tatum of the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, 10-4, I got you guys.
Great race tonight, man. Great start to the race when you took the lead away very early and led some laps there. Take us through how your race went.
Yeah, on the start, we go on green on the first start when the flagman throws the green, and I got a great jump somehow and was able to beat him into 1, which was good. Got out front, and we were pretty quick and started realizing I was burning the rear tire up pretty bad. So Joe got back around us at the comp. We pitted at the comp. Zach, me, and Jason all pitted at the same time and kind of drove through the field together. And we were pretty quick. And then Joe pitted, so he come back through there pretty quick as well. And then when they were racing those last, 7, 8 laps, I was thinking I was in the catbird seat, expecting them maybe to get into each other or something happen and us be able to capitalize. But we'll take 3rd place, and we may not be able to win the championship, but I'd like to be on the podium. So tonight's race really helps us out a lot.
Oh, without a doubt, Christian. I mean, that's going to solidify your points lead over Matt Zacardo right now. Realistically, when the drop weeks are accounted for, I'm pretty sure he's 4th and you're 3rd, but not very many points were separating y'all coming into tonight. But man, I thought you had race winning speed at the start of the race. You led the first 38 laps. Going into the competition caution, was you expecting to still be in control of the race? I know Joe got around you, but I couldn't tell if you just let him go or what. So talk me through it going into the competition caution.
Going into the competition caution, to be quite frankly honest with you, we joke about it sometimes, but I absolutely killed the tires the first 50 laps. So I knew my strategy after that. I actually got on the phone with my grandpa and told him that I was going to be easy on the tires and try to just be patient. That's why I kind of just rode behind Jason and Zach there for a while. And yeah, my decision at the competition caution was to try to save my tires, knowing that we had 75 laps to go. We went back green, and cautions really helped us out. And I thought there was one restart. I got a really good start up next to Zach, and I thought I was going to be able to use the top lane and shoot down under Zach out of 2, and I just got a little bit loose, and that was kind of our chance. But either way, I'll take 3rd, regroup. We're heading to Martinsville next week, and I really enjoy the place, so pretty excited for that.
Right on, buddy. I mean, we talk about it every week. The top 10 in here is super, super competitive. So bringing home P3, you can never be disappointed in that. And you had a magnificent start of the race. You knew we go on green, and man, oh man, you nailed it perfect. So kudos to that. Bravo for finishing top 3. You got any sponsors or shout outs you want to throw before I send you back over to your race team?
Yeah, always. My grandparents, as always, for watching tonight. My girlfriend, my dad. Big prayers for my mom. And then I would like to thank Five Kings Motorsports. That's just really one of the things I enjoy right now, especially with everything going on. I'd like to thank MF Racing Designs for all the paint schemes they do for us, Butt Kicker, and McConey Setup Shop. and of course you guys for doing the broadcast because I love them.
Right on, Christian. Well, buddy, congratulations on your top three. That's not really important right now. What's important is everybody, including Christian, everybody just be praying for the whole Pittman family. Stacy Pittman, Christian Pittman, going through a hard time right now, Christian. And we'll see you next week at Martinsville, buddy. Good luck.
Thank you.
Great finish for Christian here tonight. Move on to our second place finisher, Zach Murphy. Zach, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Hey, man, a great battle from starting in the 10th position. Christian told us that you, him, and Jason had pit together, I believe, at that competition caution. So, how do you believe that? Do you believe that call kind of helped you throughout the rest of the race?
I mean, it definitely helped me, but it didn't help me at the end because I think Joe took tires a little later than we did, and I saw him coming, and I wanted to hold him off, but I also didn't want Christian to get by me, so I just kind of let him go and tried to battle back. But we'll take a solid second place. I'd rather be in first, but
I know, Zach. I know watching you much rather win it. But you started P10, came in with a points lead, finished P2. And the big thing is you finished ahead of Christian and Jason. That's your two biggest points competition right now. So, I mean, that's huge. So, you know, you get more points tonight than they are. And so that makes me kind of wonder. It didn't look like you really battled Joe too much. Did you pretty much just surrender the lead after he got to your inside, and you thought, well, I'll guard my position, second place position, because in front of them is basically a win, even though it's not a win.
yeah, I mean, in my head, I was definitely trying to points race. I didn't want to get nerfed or do something stupid and just get dumped and end up 14th. So I figured seconds. I mean, Joe was under me. I had nothing I could do at that point. I mean, if I would have held him up too much, Christian would have caught up. So I was just trying to take it where I could.
So see, you're playing chess when everybody else is playing checkers, and that's what you got to do when it comes to these points battles. So Zach, I mean, congratulations on P2. You've been so consistent all year long. I think you say you had a string of bad luck, but I think a bad finish for you is like seventh. So I mean, you've had a
Yeah.
great season.
Yeah, just a few tracks I think I should do well on. I didn't finish like I was supposed to. But hey, well, Martinsville's not my strongest, so I was looking to run good tonight, and we did that. So happy for the finish.
Well, we'll wish you good luck going to Martinsville next week, Zach. You got any sponsors or shout outs you need to throw out there?
I'll just shout out the guys over at Simcrow that I race with week in and week out, and thank you guys for putting on the broadcast week in and week out, and Cricket Industries for hosting us all in here.
Right on, buddy. We'll see you next week at Martinsville.
All right, take care.
All right. Second place. Sure, and now finally your race winner. Joe, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Great win here tonight, first of all. And a great battle back there through that second half of the race, which we said that we thought you did, but we couldn't say for sure, and it sounds like you did. Did you pit for tires there when you did pit?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, go ahead. Sorry if you were going to say something.
Yeah. I noticed all the guys took their tires at the lap 50 break, and I knew if I could kind of hang in there for a little while and possibly catch a caution at the right time and pit a little bit later, I knew I'd be able to kind of come back up through the field a little bit later and kind of be a little bit quicker. I know they kind of even out pretty quick, but I was hoping I had a little bit of tire towards the end, and so we got a few cautions that kind of helped us, and I think a few breaks, and uh, fortunately it kind of helped us get back into the good track position that we needed.
So Joe, you started P1 tonight on the grid. I mean, you laid down the fastest lap by a couple hundredths, almost half a tenth a second. So that's you were quite a bit faster from qualifying pace or whatnot. Did you, whenever Christian got that big jump on the start, whether he jumped it or not, it's hard for me to tell in the booth. But I mean, we go on green, and you stayed right with him. Was you pretty shocked to see the outside lane actually get that good of a jump the way it was on the start, or was you kind of sleeping, missed it a little bit?
No, I knew with the way this setup is, it's a little loose on the start, so I just wanted to kind of take it easy. I knew if I gave up a position, right here on the start, it'd just be one position because I'm already on the bottom, so it's really, less the guy in fourth really times the start of the race to get beside me or something. I knew I'd, retain second and kind of just settle in and let the tires come in and get underneath me, and then kind of just battle back for the lead. And yeah, I knew, lap one wasn't going to win the race by, that start, and I knew if I could just hold on at least for a little while and kind of see how these guys race. This is the first time I've really raced with some of these guys, so I don't really know their racing style. So I just wanted to kind of settle in, see how they raced, and once I kind of figured out that these guys are real clean and they got really quick pace, so I knew I had to kind of just up my game at that point and start somewhat attacking every corner and using the tires there for a while and then try to save them a little bit. But by the time we got to the 50 break, they were kind of gone. But I wanted to go a little bit off strategy just to see if I could do something. I knew if I pitted with those guys, it was going to be just follow the leader at that point.
You're exactly right. I tell people all the time, if you feel like you may not have the pace on the long run that somebody else has, use a different strategy. And I mean, you played it perfect tonight. I mean, you played the perfect strategy, and that's really impressive to come in here your first night ever racing in the tour mods with this group, and you brought home the W, Joe. So congratulations on that, buddy. You got any sponsors or shout outs you want to throw out before we wrap it up here?
Yeah, sponsor wise, I just want to thank my partners at Swamp Dust Seasoning, uh, my group over at Sellers Brothers Construction, Sellers Racing Incorporated, and my team, Team Overtake, and my teammate Levi Allen for being in here tonight. Unfortunately, he didn't have a good of a night as he wanted, but appreciate him and all the guys over at Overtake for all they do.
I didn't know you and Levi were teammates. Yeah, man. Levi, he got caught up on the outside for a little bit. You'll see if you watch back at the broadcast. But man, he needs to make sure next week he has a target on the side of his car to give people something to aim for, because man, they were dooring the crap out of him, bro. He had a very rough race when he was on the outside. But it's the Joe show tonight. I mean, you brought home the W. So Joe, congratulations on winning race number 1 for your Crooked Line Tour Modified quote unquote career, and hope to see you next week at Martinsville, buddy.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Race winner. Start to begin to wrap things up here tonight. Yeah, a great race, 7 cautions, so that's not even really that bad for a track like this and how many drivers we had. So I'll send it over to you for thoughts about tonight's race.
Well, I kind of hit on it during the middle of the race, Zach. It got a little messy towards like 3/4 on, and I think that's just because the drivers are racing for something at that point. Where at the start of the race, they're kind of just clicking off laps. But you hit on it too earlier. I mean, look how many lead changes, how many different people were leading, how many different cars, not only just leading, but it was like a rotating door up in the top 3 tonight, and that's always good to see. Joe was about the one constant that was up in the top 3, except when he took tires that time. So overall, I'm happy. I'm happy with the race. I'm happy how it went, and really looking forward to Martinsville next week.
Well, good news for speaking of Martinsville's. Good news for Zach Murphy fans is not only did he lead a lap, he led the most laps. More bonus points heading his way. Try to further that lead heading to Martinsville, and he doesn't have to start in the back. So everything going pretty well for that driver into next week, but still a job left to be done with double points and 250.
It's going to be tough. I mean, it's still. I'll know next week, Zach, when we go live. I'll know for sure how most of the drops are working. I mean, now, granted, if somebody has a bad race next week, it won't be accounted for, obviously, because I can't read the future. But we'll have a better look at the points, and by the time we wrap up next week, I'm hoping to have the points championship announced on the broadcast. So it may take us a little bit to figure it up, but we did it last season and we got it, and hope to do it again this season.
All right, well, make sure to tune in next week for Martinsville, the championship race here. Thunder Modified Series. We go for 250 laps and double points. So nobody has won this championship yet. It is not secured. Still a lot of racing left to be done. So make sure to tune in to find out who's going to win the championship at that half-mile paperclip, and a great track to have it as. It was a great race tonight. Enjoyed it, and look forward to seeing these guys out here one more time for this season next week. But for tonight, it's been Zach and Tanner in the booth from Rebels Racing Network. Have a good night.